I am just thrilled to be able to be home in the city of East Orange for one of our annual freeholders meetings. And we have a few people that I want to shout out. But we actually have two special presentations. And so, as is our custom, special presentations are always done prior to the meeting. But before I get to the two special presentations, I have two guests, special guests, that are far from guests in this chamber, because they've been in this chamber many times. I don't know how many meetings they've come to outside of the two meetings that they actually honor them. And it's kind of special when we can do this. Their mother, Crystal Williams, works with us at the Freeholder Board part-time. But they were a unique combination because I don't think we have ever, and Gary, you can correct me, okay, he's shaking his head, so it's true. Since we began a program that we call initially SS Cares for Kids, but now it's a celebration of youth in Essex County. Since we began that program, never did we have two siblings win the award. And of course, they won it 4 years apart. Something else you need, two valedictorians. Both of them. Both of them didn't put a drain on Mom's pocket because they both got scholarships. One, a full everything 4-year ride to Lincoln University, and that would be Danielle. You stand up. She is studying for her master's at Drew University right now in theology. The other being Dana. A good chunk of her tuition being paid for at Howard University.
All right.
They're honorees, and both of them something special. But they are getting ready to get up and turn to their mom and give her a round of applause because their mother is graduating from Montclair State. That's kind of something special, and they're as Jackie likes to call young people, they're our babies. They're our babies, and we're glad to see them grow and to do well. Well, without further ado, let's hear it. Without further ado, I want to present something to a young lady that I have known for quite some time. She is only the second person from the city of East Orange to hold this particular office. And with great humility, I will tell you that I was the first person to hold that office. And when I became president of this organization, she was sitting in the audience. I was not able to join her in December because I had a funeral to go to at the time when she got the award. But how ironic it could be. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. The irony is that she became president of this organization in the exact city that I became president, many years ago. So the irony was something very, very special, but she's a special individual and she deserves this. I'm not sure how many other cities throughout New Jersey are going to recognize her before her tenure is up as president. But I hope that others will. I hope this will just be the first, Jackie, of many. I'm going to ask her to come forward, if you will, the Honorable Jacqueline Johnson, Councilwoman from the Secretary. As I said, Jackie and I go way back, all the way to when she was with Howard Savings Bank. How many of you guys remember Howard Savings Bank? So that's a long, long way back. Whereas Councilwoman Jacqueline E. Johnson of East Orange, New Jersey, has been elected president of the National Black Caucus of Local Elected Officials, NBC-LEO, which is a constituency group of the National League of Cities, and will serve in that position for a term that will end December 31st, 2013. And whereas Councilwoman Jacqueline Johnson studied at Southern Illinois University, and Clyde Frazier was at Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois University, and is the recipient of an honorary PhD in Humane Letters from Lighthouse Christian College in Maryland. Her employment history includes working as an assistant branch manager for Howard Savings Bank, operation director of the Essex County Division of Employment, building manager for Heritage House, and she is certified in Section 8 housing and tax credit housing. She also served as chief of staff to former Assemblyman Willis Evers III, and she is presently the job development unit supervisor for the Essex County Division of Training and Employment. Councilwoman Johnson is a member of the National League of Cities, an NLC, an organization committed to providing city leaders with resources that help blaze pathways towards exceptional leadership and professional and personal advancement. The NLC is a gathering point for city leaders looking for opportunities to collaborate, share best practices, and network with thousands of others who deal with the same issues on a daily basis. Councilwoman Johnson, President Johnson, is a member of NLC's Board of Directors for a second term. She has served on the NLC Finance Committee and currently serves on the Policy and Legislative Committee. She has served on the NLC Community and Economic Development Committee and functioned as its vice chair and chair. Whereas Councilwoman Johnson was elected president of NLC's National Black Caucus of Local Elected Officials for the term of January 1, 2012 through December 31st, 2013, January 2013 through the end of the year. The NBC-LEO is the oldest and largest constituency group within the National League of Cities organization. NBC-LEO has close to 300, 300 members nationally, and its members of African American elected officials represent approximately, its membership of African American elected officials represent approximately 6 million in these United States of America. So we're moving on up. We're moving on up. Councilwoman Johnson was elected in 2000 in the city of East Orange as a councilwoman and is currently serving her 4th consecutive term representing the 2nd Ward in the city of East Orange. She is serving as the City Council Vice Chair for 2013. During the 2003 session, she served as chairwoman of the city's legislative body. She is a chairwoman of law and legislation and a member of the Business Development and Zoning, Public Works, Housing, Licensing and Inspection, Tax Abatement, and Golf Course ad hoc committees. A member of the 2nd Ward's Melmore Gardens Block Association and chairwoman of the board of Amores Treasure 24-hour daycare center and safe haven. Other community involvement includes serving as a member of the East Orange Community Emergency Response Team, Vice President of the Board of Directors of the World Conference of Mayors, and a member of the East Orange Democratic Municipal Committee. Whereas Councilwoman Johnson grew up in the township of Bloomfield, right nearby, and has lived in the city of East Orange for the past 35 years. She is the wife of Martin Spivey, the mother of 3 children, Anthony, Corey, and Bethany, and the proud godmother of 4 granddaughters, Oriana, Courtney, Jelani, and Devon. Now therefore be it resolved that the Essex County Board of Children Freeholders hereby commends and congratulates Councilwoman and President of NBC-LEO, Jacqueline E. Johnson, on her election as President of the National Black Caucus of Local Elected Officials. God bless you, and may you have a wonderful, wonderful year. May it be as energetic and as rewarding as mine was. God bless you. I can't thank Carol enough for
Same place, same time, when I became president of NBC Leo. It's an exciting time in government. We learned so much. In fact, I got back at 3 o'clock today, after being in DC for 3 days. And everybody asks, is Carol Clark still around? Is Carol Clark still around? Carol Clark is much still around. And you need to get your colleagues to join. We do go up to the county level. But it's very rewarding when you do stuff and you know that it has an impact on people. And we have members from every corner of this country. And we're actually moving on now with the World Conference of Mayors. One of our board members is the first vice president of NBC, that we are now working with different countries in Africa to bridge that gap. This summer we are moving to Milwaukee. Hopefully Carol can come to our summer conference, which we will be bringing 70 plus participants from Africa. NBC Leo just signed a twinning of cities with the 26 counties in Liberia. We have now covered the whole country. And it's a great time. We meet a bunch of great people. And we all have, as far as we are apart, we are much alike. And Carol can tell you that. So far my reign has been, my tenure has been very good. I serve with a executive board that is second to none. My president-elect is from Rochester, New York. My first vice president is from District Heights, Maryland. Second vice president is from Columbus, Ohio. And then there's 30 other people that sit on the board from all over. But I thank her for this. It means a lot coming from her because I sat in Boston when she got hers, and this is very nice, and I thank you very much. But I expect you to join. But I have something for you. Because see, when Carol was on NBC, Leo didn't have Lavelle Bidges, but we have her now. And as a past president, we always honor those who come before us because those are whose shoulders we stand on. And one other thing, as much as other people say NBC Leo was started by people in New Jersey.
Yeah, the late Donald
Tucker started this organization, and we are 43 years old.
All right. Well, Jackie, I know you're going to do a wonderful job. I know you're going to make not only NBC Leo proud, but East Orange and New Jersey proud. So, Godspeed.
Thank you.
Well, we have another special young lady in the house. And please be patient. What comes to my mind is please be patient with me because God is not through with me yet. And He is definitely, He definitely has something special in store for this next young lady because she has a blessing in store for us. She comes from a legendary family, and her brother is actually going to introduce her. So I won't tell you much more about her legendary family. I will let her brother do those honors, but I will just tell you that her brother and I graduated from high school together, and we were running around the city of East Orange as little terrorists for a while, and our mothers worked together at RCA along with their aunt that they will tell you a little bit about. So without further ado, I'm going to ask Gregory Morse to come up and introduce his sister.
First giving honor to God. Good evening, viewers and friends. I'm here to introduce a young lady who I've had the pleasure of raising for 50 years. She's an excellent gospel singer. She's an excellent citizen of East Orange. She has a background that extends all the way to Georgia, Fountain, Georgia, at that. She comes from a Draken family, a Morse family, the Houston family. Her brother, Kenny Morse, who was raised in East Orange, teacher at East Orange, teacher in Mount Clay, all-state basketball player, all-state baseball player, myself, conference basketball player. I'm here to say that I am so proud of this young lady, what she has accomplished, what God has put in her life, and what she has put in our lives. So I'm here to introduce to you my sister, Felicia Ann Moss Eady.
Well, thank you, Brother Gregory. Thank you, Carol. Carol, thank you for being you. Every time I see you, whether it's in a restaurant or at church or at funeral, I feel very honored that you know me. I really do. Carol's like a big sister, as my brother is a big brother to me. So let's give Carol a hand. And also the Warwick family. You know, we have a great extension in our family. And just to give you a short synopsis of some of the things I've done, I've traveled with Dion Warwick and with me, Houston, and actually Tremaine Hawkins on the road, came off the road some odd years ago, and God blessed me with a family and my own small business, and a cafe recording career, we would say. That's my husband, Joseph Eaton, in the back there. And we have a lovely son that will attend to a little later. He's 14. But at this time, I was asked to come in and deliver a prayer right now, a prayer and a song that actually connects with me, and I very much so. It's a selection that we learned together from Earth, Wind, and Fire. And she used to always sing it on the road, and after I came off, I started singing it as well. So if you'll bear with us, we can cue up with the title of the song is This Day. Our daily bread, you said you would supply all my needs according to your riches. To go from here and share this great love you gave to me, to show someone who's lost and to help come and find. Only way to truth and faith.
please?
Absolutely.
No, no.
You know what? Let me tell you something. If we didn't say it earlier, we're saying it now. This was I didn't want to say it until after she sang because I didn't want it her to get too emotional or Greg to get too emotional about it because, you know, it's been about a year since we lost Whip. And this is her cousin, and their cousins, and Sissy is their aunt. And then January, you guys had to deal with an anniversary of your mom's was.
Yes.
So, you know what? And the other thing that I didn't tell you is that hopefully, prayerfully, Lord knows, in the stores very soon you will see an album.
Yes.
She is launching an album.
She can sing.
Seasons Smile. And so, these flowers are just to say to you, baby, smell them and enjoy them. You know what I mean? We love you here in East Orange. We're going to buy out the record stores. We want this to be your season. You're walking into your season. I know your album is going to be a smash, and everybody's going to be smiling down on you while you're singing because you're singing from the heart and you're singing for the family right now. Okay? So we love you. God bless you.
God bless you.
She asked for another selection, so you're coming out. I thank God for this song. This song has seen me through some times. I'm sure it's going to be familiar to all of us. These are some of the songs that do come out. I do have a day job still, trying to raise a family. I do sessions, the church work, direct choirs, etc. As they say, jack of all trades and master of many. Amen. I know when I see one right there, and see one right here in the house. This song I want to dedicate to all of you here. Dedicate to Carol and Mary. I want to dedicate it to you. Because it seems like this is just only the beginning for East Orange again. The beginning is every day. Every time we wake up, it's a brand new mercy. We have a chance to do something that we've never done before. And that's to make that day as great as you can. God bless you guys for your college achievements. This song is entitled You Can't Give Up Now. Excuse me for my cough. I guess with the season allergies, but we're not going to claim none of that. This song is dedicated to Carol and everything that you do. And you know how to say it for my own musician. I have a cough about you, thank you. This is Can't Give Up Now.
Oh, that's why.
There will be mountains that I will have to climb, and there will be battles that I will have to fight. Victory said I wouldn't fall. Never said that everything would go the way I wanted to go. But when my back is against the wall and I feel all hope is gone, I just lift my head up to the sky and say, Lord, help me to be strong. I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from, yes. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. No, he didn't bring me out here to leave me lonely. Even when I can't see clearly, I know that you're with me, so I can. I just can't give up now. You see, I've come too far from where I started. Nobody told me that the road was gonna be easy, but I don't believe I brought me this far to leave me. I just can't give up now. You see, I've come too far from where I started. Nobody told me that the road's gonna be easy. Oh, I don't believe. Hey. Whoa. I just can't give up now. You see, I've come too far from where I started. Nobody told me, no, that this road was gonna be there. I don't believe to leave me. Whoa, I just can't give up now. See, no, from where I started. See, no, nobody told me that this road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. I dedicate that to you.
I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Karen, would you please close the door? Thank you. That's it. I have before me certification from the clerk that this meeting is in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla.
Present.
Freeholder Clark.
Here.
Freeholder Gill, absent. Freeholder Johnson.
Present.
Freeholder Luciano.
Here.
Freeholder Owens, absent. Freeholder Vice President Siegel, absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Present.
At this point, Madam Clerk, District 3 freeholder and East Orange resident Carol Clark should be asked to bring greetings on behalf of the board and to introduce any East Orange elected official in attendance. Freeholder Clark.
Thank you very much, Madam President. It gives me great pleasure once again to thank the city and the citizens of East Orange for allowing us to use these beautiful and historic chambers, for opening your doors and being so hospitable and so gracious. It certainly is my sincere hope, and I believe I share the sentiment of my colleagues, and certainly our wonderful president, that you will be enlightened and learn a little bit more about how the Board of Chosen Freeholders functions and operates on behalf of the citizens of Essex County. As you know, East Orange is the second largest city in Essex County. And I'm proud to say I was born here at East Orange General Hospital. I see a lady coming into the chambers right now that I certainly want to acknowledge, and I want you to give her a round of applause because she is a clerk par excellence with all of the certifications and everything else that goes along with doing a fabulous job for the city of East Orange, our city clerk, Cynthia Brown. Madam President, had the honor of presenting Councilwoman Jacqueline Johnson with a resolution on behalf of her presidency of NBC Leo, which is the National Black Caucus of Local Elected Officials, which, as you know, is an organization that I served as president of in the past. We also had the opportunity to hear from a favorite daughter tonight, and that's none other than Felicia Morris Eaton, and she is the cousin of Dionne Warwick and Whitney Houston, and she will be releasing an album, A Season to Smile, very shortly, and she blessed us with 2 renditions, and so I'm grateful to the board for allowing me to have that opportunity for special presentations earlier, tonight. We also have with us, and he's going to give you, in his own way, remarks relative to this great city, but I want to say that we're celebrating 150 years. This year, the city of East Orange is celebrating 150 years. And so during the course of the year, there will be events each month, and I'm certain that our mayor will share that with you. I'm just pleased to say that I've had the opportunity to serve as a member of this board representing the city. This may be the very last time that I sit in this chamber representing the citizens of the great city of East Orange as their freeholder. Perhaps I'll come back in another capacity. One never knows. However, it may be the last time that I sit as a freeholder, because as most of you already know, I will not be running for re-election to the Board of Chosen Freeholders. I will join the ranks of the illustrious former deputy clerk and former freeholder, Arthur Wright, one these days as a former freeholder and retired freeholder. So, welcome, former freeholder and freeholder Wright. So, Madam President, without further ado, I would like to present to some and introduce to others the mayor of the great city of East Orange, New Jersey, the Honorable Robert L. Louser.
And Mayor, you can speak as long as you want. I won't say you have 3 minutes.
Well, I told my wife that I was going to come and welcome you to City Hall, and I said, what should I say? She said, say hello and then sit down. But to the president of the Freeholder Board, Ronnie Watson, members of the Freeholder Board, and our own Carroll Park. Let me welcome you to East Orange. You get here maybe once a year, some of you don't get here at all except for this meeting. But you're in one of the historic landmarks in our city, and as Carol has said, we are celebrating our 150th year, which we were created by legislation on March 4th, 1863. And we've done a few things. In fact, we're going to enjoy this so much, we're going to celebrate it all year long. So we have something planned for every month. So far in January, we had a contest in the schools, in elementary schools, and one of the students designed a flag celebrating the 150th anniversary, which we fly on good weather days in front of City Hall. Last week, we picked Dionne Warwick, who grew up here and went to our schools. She is our ambassador of goodwill, and she has a school named after herself here. And she visits here all the time. She comes and reads to the kids. She's got the computers for the schools. The other good things about East Orange just recently is just like the county and Joe DiVincenzo's legacy, which we centered around the works on the parks, we won the award for the design or redesign of Raleigh Park that is right up the street. And we got the award last week in Atlantic City from the New Jersey Parks and Recreation Association. But we also got an award because of one of the programs we have working with teens. And it was called Teen Camp, where they worked on certain projects, and then all of a sudden they realized maybe the other kids don't know what's going on in the city. So they provided media. They went out and televised all the different activities that are going on, and that became their program, and they did this for about 7 or 8 weeks. One of the things we will have, which we started last year, or revisited last year, was Jazz on the Plaza, which is done during the summer and early fall, where we have entertainers come. But we also bring the Cecily Tyson School of Fine and Performing Arts Jazz Ensemble. Last year we had Rhoda Scott, the organist. This year we'll have Gloria Lynn, singer, and Marcella Oliphant, and certain other people that the Arts and Cultural Council, which started just a year and a half ago. So we're looking for a lot of good things. But you're in a city, and we seem to be a little oasis when it comes to talking about reduction of crime. I just got a report from the police department that we had a base year of 2004. Since 2004, crime has been reduced by 79% in the 7 major categories that are evaluated. And there's nobody in this whole country that can make that claim because of the hard work of our police officers, men and women, as well as the technology that we use. We've had over 400 municipalities come to see what we do and how we do it. We've had 9 countries come to see what we do and how we do it. But I also want to thank Joe DiVincenzo and you may not even know it, but part of our Jazz in the Plaza, we were able to use your entertainment trailer that you have, put it right up here in front of City Hall. And it's a very enjoyable evening, and people just love that it has come back. I would like to suggest one thing in my capacity as President of the National Conference of Black Mayors and a member of the U.S. Conference of Mayors. We have a campaign that people think just started with the shootings that took place in Connecticut. We have been working on this program for at least 9, almost 10 years. Mayors Against Illegal Guns. And if you go on the website for the U.S. Conference of Mayors, Mayor Bloomberg in particular has headed up this effort. And because every once in a while we get one of these bad incidents, people think it's a knee-jerk reaction that we are talking about, let's get these illegal guns off the street. And certainly the county worked along with the prosecutors, and we had a gun buyback, and I understand the ones that they had recently have brought in over 7,000 guns.
The problem is 8 or 9 times as many guns in this country than there are people. That's a serious problem. And a lot of states allow people to buy a gun every month. What are you going to do with a gun every month? I don't know. So what I'm suggesting to you is that if you does your research for you, then go on the U.S. Conference of Mayors, look up the mayors for illegal guns, and if you can pass a resolution supporting our efforts, that would go a long way to make people wake up that we have to do something about it. Our law enforcement officers are outgunned, and they need help. Because these weapons, like you know, 16 bullets or more in a weapon is really too much. And there's other things, the background checks, things like that. So if you can take the time at one of your meetings to pass a resolution supporting that, it will go a long way. We have over 900 mayors now that have supported this. Within my organization, we had over 450 mayors out of 682. So we're looking for any support that we can get to keep this in mind, because the longer it goes away from Connecticut, in time, people are just going to say, maybe it won't happen again. It's going to happen again. And the other thing is turning in all of these guns. A lot of people turn them in because they're afraid that their kids are just going to go in the drawer, go in the closet, and find a gun that may be there for whatever reason. And then there's an accident. And the deaths that are caused is not the only problem. The bigger problem is the people who get shot and they don't die. Because that has an impact on families for a long, long time because of the care that they have to receive. So I would appreciate it if you just take a look at that and maybe you can do something with that. So now that I gave you gloom and doom, just enjoy your meeting, have a good stay, and anything we can do to help, please let me know. Thank you.
And thank you, Mayor, and I'm sure the committee will be watching the calendar for the rest of the year to help East Orange celebrate the 100 years of being one of the most livable cities in Essex County. Madam President, yes, you know, the clock.
Might I also recognize in the audience a member of the East Orange Chamber Board of Directors, Ms. Sharon Hardesty from Sovereign Bank.
Thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, are there any transcripts to be approved?
Madam President, yes, there are two. Conference meeting February 6, 2013, and board meeting February 13, 2013.
Okay, Phil Johnson moved it, and Phil Luciano second. Question, comments, Phil on the motion and second? No questions, no comments. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla.
Yes.
Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill, absent. Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens, absent. Freeholder Vice President Sebo, absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, let's move to the public comment session on agenda items. If there's any member of the public who would like to comment on agenda items, please come to the microphone and state your name and affiliation for the record. You will have a total of 3 minutes to speak. And this is our regular board meeting, and all items on the agenda will be voted on this evening. So if there's any member of the public who would like to comment on agenda items, please come to the microphone. Okay, Madam Clerk, let the record show that there's no one wishing to speak at this time. If there's any member of the public who would like to comment on any issue or any item, please come to the microphone and state your name and affiliation for the record. And again, we'll have a total of 3 minutes to speak.
You say anything, right?
Anything, whatever your heart desires, Freeholder.
It's good to see Madam President, Freeholder. It's good to see you in the chamber. like going back home and looking at the county. My retirement, people have asked, are you bored? I said, well, no, I'm not bored. East Orange people are very busy, and even though I'm not in any paid position, I'm volunteering constantly. I am on the Historical Foundation and also the committee for the 150th anniversary of the city of East Orange, and we're working diligently to look up and find out all the historical moments in the city. I'm glad I came tonight because talking with Frank McInerney, he had told me he had some historical facts and books that were relevant to the city of East Orange, and we're going to get together, and he's going to let me borrow some of them. Because we're always interested in information about the city of East Orange. We did take a page out of the county's book as far as dedicated funds. We do dedicated funds at the registrar's office and also the county clerk's office. We had a referendum on the ballot last November, which passed, which means that 2 cents out of every 100 property taxes, 2 cents out of every 100 goes into a dedicated fund. And it's called the Open Space Trust Fund, Open Space and Recreation Trust Fund. It's to improve all of our open space and recreation parks and recreation areas. So the fund has just started. I have been appointed to that committee, and we're going to raise funds through the taxes to improve our parks like the county. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure seeing the Freeholder Board in the chambers of the East Coast.
And saying that, I think Kurt just advised me that you didn't put your name on the record.
Oh, Arthur Wright, former Deputy County Clerk, former Freeholder. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you again for your comments. Freeholder Wright. Do we have anyone else who would like to speak at this time? I think that's someone who's been up.
She said,
Oh, she had to answer her phone?
yes.
Okay, oh, she's back. We are calling on, we have anyone else who would like to speak? Please come to the microphone, state your name and affiliation, and you have 3 minutes to speak.
My name is Amina Walker. I live 30 on Long Avenue, East Orange. And I have a question about Resolution 19. I take it we're going to do some type of joint venture to construct or reconstruct a bridge. Are we sharing? Is that our share? Almost $2 million, is that our share for Essex County? And is Morris County, are they going to pay an equal amount? And where are we going to get our funds from? Are we bonding to do this, or we have money in our treasury? Thank you.
And we thank you for your questions. What we do at our freeholder meetings, we always respond to residents when they come before the freeholder board in writing. But we will be voting on this, and if there's any questions that might come up through the freeholders, you will answer, maybe you may receive your answer through our question and answer period of the freeholders. But if not, we have your name and address, and we will certainly be responding to you within the next week. Do we have anyone else who would like to speak at this time? Do we have anyone else from the audience who would like to speak at this time? If not, Madam Clerk, let's go to, for Resolution 1, we will, I need a motion to adjourn, and I need that motion to adjourn,
Madam
meeting 320.
Madam President, I just like to bring to your attention that there are no topics of discussion tonight.
Oh, very good, thank you. And now we go to, resolution, the motion to adjourn the meeting. Motion by Freeholder Johnson, do I have a second?
I'll second it, Madam President.
Second by Freeholder Clark. Madam Clerk, let us show that this meeting, vote on the adjournment, Madam Clerk.
For resolution one, Madam President?
Yes, the motion to adjourn for resolution 1. I have a motion and a second, I need a roll call.
And Madam President, will this be adjourned to?
To the year 2013.
Thanks, Madam President.
Roll call.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla.
Yes.
Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill. Absent. Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens, absent. Freeholder Vice President Sebo, absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, Madam Clerk, let's go move to resolution 2. Read that into the record, please.
Resolution 2, Department of Administration, Finance, Office of Management and Budget, resolution to exceed the county tax levy and to establish a cap rate for calendar year 2013 for NJSA 40A:4-45.14.
Okay, Mr. Acker, before I ask for a motion, and a second from the floor, please come to the microphone and explain again resolution 2. Thank you.
Certainly, Madam President. My name is Mark Acker, I'm the Director of the Department of Administration and Finance. This resolution will establish the difference between the 2.5% that was allowed by law and the 3.5% that you can take it to the max. That 1%, we will be, if you pass this resolution, you'll be quote-unquote banking that difference, which amounts to a little over $4 million, but it's not real. It's just saving that potential to be used in either 2014 or 2015 to the extent you may need that to balance your budget. So again, it's just allowing you as a governing body the flexibility going forward to the extent you may need this $4+ million, you can use it.
Okay, very good. Freeholder, questions to Mr. Acker before I call Mr. McInerney comments? No questions? Freeholder Clark?
Yes, I just want to be clear on it because the way it reads is you're not asking to exceed it now. You're simply asking to establish a cap bank.
Correct.
Okay. I thought we already had a cap bank, but do you have to each year ask to bank?
Yes.
Okay. And so that's why you're asking for this year.
The bank that we established last year was like 2.6 million. We didn't need it.
So that's still in there.
We had that for 2 years, 13 and 14. That's still available for 14.
That's
if
what I was
you don't use it, that will expire. This $4+ million will be
Okay, that's
available
what
14 and 15. And if you don't use it in either of those 2 years, it goes away.
Okay, so in the aggregate, we had the 13, you said it was 13 and 14 for the banking in there. 13 drops off this year
Correct.
if we don't use it. Okay, so we still have 14 left, which would be roughly half of that, in addition to whatever.
Not half, it's the 2.6. You didn't use it this year, so it's available for...
It's still available. Okay, so that plus whatever we're going to bank for this time.
With this resolution.
Okay, which would mean then that in next year's budget, because we're not going to use, are we going to use any of the bank now?
No.
Okay, so that means for next year's budget, which theoretically I may or may not be around to discuss. So I'll be quiet right now until next year rolls around. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Acker. Before, Mr. McInerney, do you have any questions before I ask for a motion from the field, second from the field?
No.
And I'll ask for comments from the field at the time.
No, I could explain it last week and this week, very well.
Okay, again, freeholders, we, discussed all the resolutions we went on this evening last week. So I just wanted to back and come back again just to make sure we all are very clear on resolution 2. Mr. McNary, no further comments. Do I have a mover and a second to take resolution 2? Moved by Freeholder Johnson, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Freeholder Clark. Discussion, freeholders on the motion. No further discussion on the motion. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Beasley, absent Freeholder Bobadilla.
Yes.
Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill, absent Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens, absent. Freeholder Vice President Sebo, absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, let's move to resolution 65. Madam Clerk, can you please read that into the record?
Resolution number 65, introduction of the 2013 Essex County budget.
Okay, Mr. McNamara. Yes.
May I?
Yes.
Okay. Madam President, as you and the freeholders know, we have had our budget hearings over the last couple of months. And during the course of those budget hearings, we asked pertinent questions about each department, each cross division. We also went through the revenues. We had before us each department head, as well as the constitutional officers, to explain the budget and whether or not they believe that the budget that they were presented from the administration was adequate. Overall, almost unanimously, it was consented by those department head and constitutional officers that the recommended budget that they received from the administration is a budget that they can live within. As a result of that, our analysis basically confirmed that. We did find a level of vacancies in some of those departments, but not to the extent that we felt that we were jeopardized by those vacancies by cutting those appropriations. There were a very limited amount of adjustments to the budget. What we're looking at now is we did put another $500,000 into public works for the purposes of additional snow removal costs. And when I say we put it in, obviously it was the administration who kept the budget. We also came to the conclusion that there was some excess dollars. There was an overestimate saying that what we might need in the health insurance line item. So that was reduced, and as a result of that reduction, we were able to reduce the reliance on fund balance, which would leave $2 million in fund balance, which is a positive. Other than that, there were some other small adjustments to the budget. We obviously inserted some more grants that were approved by us at the year to date. At this point in time, we have a tax levy increase that reflects a 1 3/4% increase over the prior year, which is well within the range of cost of inflation, actually lower from what I understand. And also, in line, keeping with the theory that we do have inflationary pressures on county expenses with regard to other costs, and we do have increases, although somewhat nominal, in our negotiated salary agreements with the unions. So as a result of that, it is pertinent on the county to nominally raise that tax levy on a year-to-year basis. It has not been anything higher than 2% that I can recall for a number of years. So that level of increases allow us to move forward without spikes, if you will, in the tax levy, which obviously rolls down to the individual taxpayers in each municipality. With that, the introduced budget is not the final budget, it's the introduced budget. There may be anything that changes over a certain percentage of the line item or a certain percentage of total appropriations would have to be amended. We'll have our readings, a public hearing, and then hopefully sometime in April, we'll move to adopt the budget.
Mr. Pollard,
I just wanted, I'm glad that Mr. McInerney mentioned that what the board is voting on tonight is introduction and approval, which is certainly not the final step. There will be a public hearing approximately 3 weeks from now, and then the final action of this board will be adoption. So the term of art used for tonight is approval, but that by no means is the final step in the budget process for this board.
Very good. Freeholders, before I ask for a motion and a second, and then we'll go in, we'll have questions. Let me do this. Let me just go ask freeholders for any questions or comments you have on the budget at this time. Freeholder Clark.
Yeah, thank you, Madam President. Approximately how much of the budget will already have been spent by the time we adopt?
Well, I mean, up till the time, if you figure, if you're looking at the temporary budget, we're up to 8. That's 4 months out of 12, that's roughly a third. Now, there's roughly a third.
Roughly a third of it.
But keep in mind that, pension bills have to be paid in April, so they have to be fully appropriated for the temporary budget. There are debt service payments that happen at specific times.
Right.
Those have to be appropriated rather than more or less, understand, straight line basis. So there are those exceptions
Right.
to how we have to contour our temporary budget to meet those demands.
And the 26th pay, is that this year?
No.
No, that was,
The 26th pay, I believe, is a few years out. 27th pay is a few years out.
27th, I'm sorry. It's
27th pay is a few years out, yeah? 2016.
Okay.
And the county has taken steps to.
I was about to say.
Currently to do that, which is an extremely, we've never done that before.
That's-
That is extremely positive move.
That's one of the things I really wanted us to get out there, because that is responsible budgeting on the part of the county and on the part of this board in terms of looking out for the taxpayers down the road, so that we're not hit with something that, and we're unaware of it and we're not budgeting for it. It's not just the county, it's every governmental entity that's going to have to deal with it, and hopefully deal with it the way we're doing, which is to put a contingency in place to make sure that when it hits, it's going to be smooth. You said approximately 1/3 is already spent.
I would say, if I might, Freeholder, by the time we adopt, in the month we adopt the budget, by April 30th, we are planning to adopt the budget, I believe, on the 16th? No? 7th? 10th, I'm sorry. On the 10th of April, so it will be less than a third of the budget. But we would have appropriated a third, if not, actually a little bit more. This next resolution, I believe, brings us up to May.
Okay.
But the adopted budget will be in place by the time May rolls around.
Okay, and does each municipality already know what their portion of the 1.6 increase is going to be?
That wouldn't be until adoption takes place, because it's not set in stone yet, tax levy, until we adopt. You can estimate it, the Board of Taxation does do some estimates based on the introduced budget, if they want to, but it's not.
I, for one, would like to see the estimated numbers. I mean, for me, I would like to see that.
Okay.
Because I'm certain that that's something that I'm going to have to be abreast of. And so I would like very much to have an idea of, in an estimated sort of way, because I understand you can't do it till it, but in an estimated sort of way, what the impact is going to be for all 22 municipalities, because each one will share in that little portion of it.
I'll ask the Board of Taxation if they can put something together, or I'll ask the administration as well.
Okay. Okay, anything else I need to know, Madam President? I won't hold up the meeting anymore. I'll submit those questions in writing, and I can get them from you, Mr. McInerney.
Anytime.
And, yeah, because there are some other issues I need to understand in terms of breakouts, specific breakouts, but I'm not going to hold the meeting for that now.
You contact me anytime.
Okay, thank you. Freeholders, additional questions or comments? No. Again, let me say to the freeholders, we really had a good budget review and budget hearings that we, not hearings, but meetings, and thoroughly went through this budget before we, at the point that we are now. I'm proud of the fact that we are introducing the budget right after, this soon after the county exec presented it to the board. We did our due diligence and making sure that we didn't rush through it. And I have to commend the county administrator and the county exec. We want you to know that we appreciate you getting the budget to us in a timely fashion. You are on time, and I think you're meeting our obligations on time. That's key, that we get this budget down to trend on a timely basis, and when we should have it there. So again, let me thank you for your participation, and also finance advisor. I know you'll be glad when we do adopt it. They're getting a lot of calls from you.
And let's not forget, Mr.
Oh, Mr. Andrew, I will never forget you. You're fantastic. You're doing a great job. Okay,
One last question. Do we have any information, or have we gotten any information through you, Madam President, to Mrs. Shalala and also to Mr. McInerney? Have we gotten any information about how the sequester cuts are going to affect us relative to our social service programs? Because my understanding is that they're going to be chopped, and we're going to feel it. And I'm just curious as to how badly we're going to feel it. Especially when it comes to welfare work, and those services that 50 South Clinton Street and 18 Record Street provide.
Mr. Chairman.
The short answer is we have not received any official notification of funding being cut. There's a lot of discussion. The only thing that we haven't put on notice on, and it's actually the improvement authority, their tower at the airport. They could possibly be closed down. The tower could be closed down because they are part of the Federal Aviation Department. That would be affected. However, in discussions, I think, with leadership and Mr. Patinelli earlier this week, because of the Super Bowl coming to this part of the country, there's a good chance that will remain open, that airport. But in terms of social service block grants, we have not received any notification from any of our department directors or their contacts at the state level.
Thank you.
Additional questions, freeholders, comments, if not, do I have a motion and a second to introduce the 2013 Essex County Budget? Moved by Freeholder Johnson, do I have a second?
Second, Madam President.
Second by Freeholder Luciano. Roll call back, clerk.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla.
Yes.
Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill, absent. Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens, absent. Freeholder Vice President Siebel, absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, Madam Clerk, you'll take,
Madam President,
continue.
I need to read this into the record.
Okay, very good.
Annual budget of the County of Essex for the fiscal year 2013. Be it resolved that the following statements of revenues and appropriations shall constitute the county budget for the year 2013. Be it further resolved that the said budget be published in the Star Ledger in the issue of March 19, 2013. The Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Essex does hereby approve the following budget for the year 2013. Notice is hereby given that the budget and tax resolution was approved by the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Essex on March 13, 2013, A hearing on the budget and tax resolution shall be held at the City of Orange Township at 29 North Day Street, Orange, New Jersey, on April the 10th, 2013, at 7 o'clock p.m., at which time and place objections to said budget and tax resolution for the year 2013 may be presented by taxpayers and other interested persons. The rest of this notice will be read into the record at a later time, Madam President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And Madam Clerk, let's move down to resolution 14 through 19. As I stated earlier, we discussed these resolutions at our conference meeting last week. And we'll read this resolution into the record at a later time. Do I have a motion and second to take resolution 14 through 19 together?
I'll move.
Moved by Freeholder Bobadilla.
I'll second that.
Second by Freeholder Luciano. Question, comments on 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, and Ralph, just briefly tell us, when the question came up about the county share, could you briefly, just briefly tell us about that, and then I'll take a vote on all of these resolutions.
Yes, Madam President. I believe the question from the resident was this the full share, or were we splitting the cost with Morris County? The answer is, it is a 50-50 split. We pick up 50% of the cost. Morris County picks up 50% of the cost. Our 50% of the cost is completely funded through grants.
Very good, thank you. Freeholders, we are taking resolutions 14 through 19. I have a mover and I have a second. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla.
Yes.
Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill, absent. Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens, absent. Freeholder Vice President Siebel, absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, read resolution 23, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 23, County of Essex Professional Services provide archivist services for the Historic Document Library, capital call, 12-month contract, $20,000 agreement.
Freeholders, I have a motion and second to take resolution 23. Moved by Freeholder Johnson, do I have a second? Second by Freeholder Bobadilla. Question, comment, freeholders? No question, no comments, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla.
Yes.
Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill, absent. Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens, absent. Freeholder Vice President Siebel, absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, let's take 24, 25, and we'll do the record at a later time. Freeholders, I have a motion and second to take resolution 24, 25 together.
Like I'm moving today, I'll make a move.
Moved by Freeholder Johnson, do I have a second? Thank you for being here.
second.
Second by Freeholder Bobadilla. Question, comments, freeholders on 24? Yes, Freeholder Bobadilla.
If I may, comment on resolution 24 is, I live but a couple of blocks away from the Greenwood Park tennis courts. And I think it's, they've been remodeled. We put a great deal of time and money into the facility, which is a gorgeous professional grade facility. But I don't see any of our kids playing tennis. And I just want to encourage the public out there that, there's access to this public facility, and they should, get involved, not only in tennis, but only recreational facilities and programs that the county does provide. So thank you for allowing me to share.
Very good. And maybe our residents will take heed to that. Freeholder Clark.
Madam President, one of the things that I was thinking, and I kind of thought, and Mr. Chilala, you could correct me if I'm wrong, Mrs. Salvanti's not here to help be my memory on this one, but I know you were at the dedication of the statue. I could, did the county exec indicate that he was going to, that we were going to, or the county was going to hold some kind of tournaments in honor of, that kind of bore the name Essex County and Althea Gibson, some kind of tournaments or championships, because that would help, that would go a long way towards doing exactly what you mentioned. And if not, Mr. Chalella, then might I make that suggestion that we hold the first annual, I could have sworn that the county executive had indicated that that was something that he had wanted to do. It would be great to be able to invite, perhaps Serena or Venus or, maybe Billie Jean King back, just as a ceremonial kind of, in a ceremonial kind of way. But that would bring an awful lot of attention to the courts, and it would highlight Essex County in a way that would be very, very, very favorable. And of course, the late Althea Gibson would do pay homage to her memory, because the statue's right there. It's a nice ambiance, really nice ambiance. So we should do a tournament, an Essex County tournament.
Okay,
Madam President, I would definitely take this back to the executive as well, as Mrs. Sahafi, and specifically a tournament of such nature. We do have tournaments, most of our schools do perform the championships and the practice and the games there. So the schools do use the facility, but a countywide, much more broader tournament, we will definitely take that into consideration.
very good, thank you. And freeholders, we additional questions on 24, 25. Yes, Freeholder Johnson.
And speaking of tournaments, because I think that would be ideal, because here in East Orange, I used to play in a tournament here at Elmwood, then at Solomon Park. I played in those tournaments for about a good 10 years in tennis. It does bring people out, and I think Mrs. Clark's suggestion would be good, because after all, it's a county facility, and we need to introduce things of that nature, because there was another big organization in Plainfield called PAVA that used to participate in most of the tournaments all throughout Essex County when tennis was really hot. It is something that I wouldn't mind working with that on that with you, along with Mr. Chalella.
Essex County used to have a tournament.
Yes.
Okay. Further, this suggestion, we have continued question, comments on 24, 25. No further comments, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla.
Yes.
Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill, absent. Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Sebo, absent. Freeholder Owens, absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Present, yes. Okay.
So,
All right, let's take resolution 26, 27, and 30, Madam Clerk. You'll read it into the record at a later time. Freeholders will have a motion and a second to take resolution 26, 27, and 30 together. Moved by Freeholder Bobadilla and second by Freeholder Clark. Discussion of freeholders on resolution 26, resolution 27, resolution 30. No further questions, comments, discussion, roll call.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla.
Yes.
Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill, absent. Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens, absent. Freeholder Vice President Sebo, absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So,
Okay, let's go with resolutions, commendations, Madam Clerk. And of course, we read the resolutions that we read at the time. And we'll take resolution 31 through 64.
So moved, Madam President.
Moved by Freeholder Clark, do I have a second?
I'll second.
I will move in a second to take resolutions, commendations, 31 through 64. Further discussion, freeholders on the resolutions, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla.
Yes.
Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill, absent. Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Goins absent, Freeholder Vice President Siebel absent, Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Madam Clerk, do we have any added starter resolutions or ordinances?
Madam President, I am thrilled to say that we have none.
Okay, we go to the report of board, committees. Do we have any board meetings or committee meetings? Not, no reports, thank you. Legislative reports. Written communication. Unfinished business. New business. And, yes, you know,
Yeah, what I'd like for us to take a look at, if we could convene perhaps an ad hoc committee to look at the issue of second chance reentry and expungement. There is legislation pending in Trenton, and I'm not sure, it may have passed legislation that was sponsored by Senators Lesniak and Ruiz relative to prisoner reentry and second chance opportunities for people who don't have, like, egregious kinds of issues. They've served their time, and now they're trying to reintegrate folks back into the workforce and just into life, period, so that they can get their lives together. Because I can say that Essex County has attempted, where possible, to work with people who do not have egregious issues on the records, but there are still other things that probably need more attention. I know that reentry and second chance is a huge deal right about now. It's something that folks all over the state of New Jersey are sitting up and taking notice, and not just the state of New Jersey, but in the tri-state area. And there's a young man in the audience right now who is a part of Rutgers University, and I wanted to thank him, Calvin Oquego, for putting it on my radar screen. And I'm asking if we could put it on our radar screen as a board to look into it. Maybe we could, the ad hoc committee doesn't have to last for very long. It has a useful life. So when we finish studying what it is that we're studying, I mean, the committee obviously will go away, but we might want to pass a resolution in support of those kinds of efforts as well. Because I know that Jenny Brown does a lot with offenders, aid and restoration. And so whatever we can do to help reintegrate people back into society and towards a productive lifestyle, I would like to be a part of that, and I hope that the board would want to be a part of that as well.
okay, what I will do, I will look into that, is make sure that we don't want to duplicate services, and make sure the county, that we don't have that type of a program already in existence, and I'll discuss that with the administration, and if it's something that I think that we need to add another committee, we'll certainly keep you in mind to be a part of that committee, if that's something that I need to bring back to the board.
Thank you very, very much.
Do we have any other comments, pre-orders, unfinished business, or new business? Pre-order Johnson.
Yes, I would like to take this opportunity to say to my colleagues, people in the audience, and the people that will be watching this program here tonight, that on April the 13th, on a Saturday, we will, the Westwood Economic Development Forum, along with Superior Officers Union, Hispanic Law Enforcement Society, along with the Bronze Shields, and I have a meeting with the Firefighters Association, as a matter of fact, next week in reference to, we're going to have a cleanup day. We're going to clean from South Orange Avenue, from Bergen Street, all the way up to the South Orange border. The county has been gracious enough that they're going to supply with the bags and with the sticks with the nails and along with the trucks to take the garbage away. And we are going to clean South Orange Avenue. This is a part of a project that we have going there. As you know, Madam President, we had 14 kids that we got off the street out there, and they have been OSHA certified. And as of April, there's going to be a OSHA 30, which is a deeper program that we're getting kids ready for now. Because you figure if you get the kids that they consider are the ones that are causing the habit and put them in a situation where they can make a living or make a partial living or feel like they're part of society, that may help us along. But this cleanup is going to be something major. We're going to, as a matter of fact, Cable Vision is very much interested in us sending us the information. And we're going to make this happen. Mr. Chilella has been serving on our advisory board along with us. So we are going to make this something in Newark. We're hoping that this is going to transcend to some of the other main corridors.
Definitely a needed project in the city of Newark. Let's go to the public comment session, freeholders. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone else from the public who would like to speak? We only have 2 public comment sessions in our meetings. So if you would like to speak, please come to the microphone. State your name and affiliation, and you have 3 minutes to speak.
Arthur Wright, 141 Woodland Avenue, East Orange. After listening to what's going through the agenda, there was concern of mine as far as this tax levy. Now, the impact, it will be an impact on the city of East Orange. The Trenton has imposed reductions in educational monies coming to the city of East Orange, to the point where the Board of Education, the East Orange Board of Education, will have to increase a tax levy for the city of East Orange. It has not been imposed to the city council as of yet. We haven't presented it to it, but we are thinking, and that may come pass in order for us to balance our budget. Well, even with that, even with the impact and the increase coming from the East Orange Board of Education to increase the tax levy, which we haven't done in 3 years, we still will be in trouble. We will be laying off teachers. We don't really know exactly how many right now. We're still investigating the budget, and the budget has to go passed at March the 28th. We said that in print. The following day. So, with this next, as it had on the resolution, an increase in the tax levy, I think it was 1.6 to 2%, increase from the county. That will increase the tax levy even more coming from the city of East Orange. And the impact will certainly be devastating on the city of East Orange. If that increase is not necessary, if it's not necessary, then I think the county should forego that increase right now, because all of the municipalities in the county of Essex are going to be impacted because Trenton is in trouble and they're sending all the trouble to all the municipalities. All the municipalities in the state will be impacted with this budget cut from the state. So I implore that the county look at this, and I will be speaking on it again April the 10th when we have the meeting up in Orange. But it's a great concern of the city and Board of Education, because the city doesn't know that we're imposing this. We're trying to get another just to balance the budget to keep from laying off teachers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next.
Calvin Plato, I'm from East Orange. I've lived in East Orange my entire life. I've had the privilege of going to school in Newark and now in New York. I'm in a one-year program at Columbia University. I intend to do my PhD at some point, so just preparing for that. But I realized that the whole quality of life issues, and I just want to address this body right here that, as Freeholder Clark had said, providing the second chance, I believe that is definitely essential as it focuses upon the quality of life. There are individuals that are out there in our community, and by and large, the county, that have gone through the systems. I'm not advocating in any way, shape, or form for individuals who are murderers or rapists or pedophiles, but rather an individual who have gone through the system who may have a little CDS charge, and perhaps focusing on vocational training, educational training for these individuals. Because I realize that through education, it will provide individuals the opportunities to do well in life. My father came from Nigeria. He had limited education, and so was my mother. And they realized the impact of education with their children, such like myself and my brother and my sister. And I'm just humbly asking this body if they can focus on providing an opportunity for those who have gone through the system. Because certain individuals, just like President Obama, went through the press right now, like he got caught when he was smoking weed or something. Or Judge Mathis, who's gone through the system now is a symbol of a person who has done well. So I'm just asking this body if they can kind of focus on those issues and trying to kind of coalesce around understanding of should we employ vocational training, educational training, or what specific, I mean, I know, but I'm just asking if they can kind of focus on that and for the betterment of the county and others. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Thank you. Do we have anyone else from the public who would like to speak? No? Okay, let me, as always, report earlier, I stated that we normally don't answer the public when they're at the mic. We rather respond to you in writing and, if necessary, follow up with a one-on-one meeting to respond to your questions as necessary. I will now make a report out on the public comment session that we had March 6th, and that also includes the comments from freeholders. So on Resolution 21, Freeholder Johnson asked if the Weekley Park perimeter fence along Elizabeth Avenue towards Lyons Avenue had been repaired, and the memo was sent to the administration on the 8th and the response on the 11th, and that should be in your package in your office, Freeholder Johnson, with the response. Freeholder Resolution 27 from Freeholder Watson and from copy of the contract in reference to one of the resolutions, Resolution 27, and it is still awaiting the response from the administration. So, Ralph, could you make sure I receive that contract? Did I, Madam Clerk, I don't recall, was not showing here in my question and answer.
I'm not, you may have seen it, but I'm not aware.
I will double check. I thought I signed it and I will come over to you, but I'll check on that.
You double check that for me. Thank you. And then if necessary, we can, I'll call you after this evening and we can discuss it. Okay, other business from February 20th from the Freeholder meeting, Freeholder Beasley asked for a list of vendors that currently serve the town to provide training and number of people getting jobs, and the next opportunity for vendors to apply for the service for employment training. That went out on 2/22, response we received on 3/12, and that should be in Freeholder Beasley on his desk, the response for the response that he requested on February 20th. I don't have any additional comments that came before the board from the public, so we have a couple of individuals that requested questions tonight. By next week, you should receive your questions. And if you're not satisfied with the response, you can always get back to us. And if you need to meet with you to address it or for clarification, the clerk will take care of that for you. So freeholders, do we have any additional comments from Freeholder Clark?
Thank you, Madam President. In keeping with your protocols, I too will not comment because you're going to respond in writing to everyone that has commented. The only thing I would like to announce is that I plan to hold a series of 3 community forums and town hall meetings. At each one of them, I will be addressing taxes and the county budget and how the county budget fits into how it deals with the total overall municipal budget. I anticipated that would be something that I would need to bring to people's attention. So in my role as not only freeholder, but in another role that I have, I plan to host 3 community forums. The first of which will be held on March 21st at Grace A&E Church on North Maple Avenue. And at that time, I will be talking about taxes and specifically about the budget in terms of how the county budget impacts the municipal budget. I think it's important, however, for people in the city of East Orange to understand that because there is a revamp underway, people's property values and other things are not, they're held in limbo. People can't get information on that. I went to the tax office myself to check it out. Not available. Not until after that's completed. As a matter of fact, tax appeals can't even be filed until after May 1st, when the books are available. But I can recall a couple of years ago, and I think it was Mr. Hopkins at the time, sitting in his capacity as treasurer, that there was a question relative to how the county's budget impacted municipal taxes. So I plan to answer that question at each of the town hall meetings on the 21st, hopefully on the 25th, and then on the 26th. One will be in the 5th ward, one will be in the 3rd ward, and one will be in the 1st ward. So I'm looking forward to people coming out and being able to tackle those issues. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Do we have any other comments on this at this time? And, Ralph, do you have any comments from the administration that you want to put on the mic?
No, Madam President.
Okay, freeholders, there's no further business. Ask for a motion to adjourn. Moved by Mr. Johnson, second by Mr.